Hello everyone, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to introduce you to my new collection with Spellbinders called Yana's Daisies. Here I have this collection in the latest Spellbinders catalog, and it centers around the beautiful spring daisy flowers. I love daisies, I think they're fabulous. Daisy is the symbol of innocence, purity, and gentle joy. With its bright white petals radiating around a golden yellow center, it's like a little sunburst of cheer. Daisies feel optimistic, approachable, and quietly resilient. They are the kind of flower that thrives in wild fields and garden corners, always facing the light. Daisies are simple in the most beautiful way, bringing comfort and brightness wherever they grow. Do you love daisies? I certainly do. Let me know if you love daisies in the comments below. Yana's Daisies is a slightly larger collection with 5 or 7 products, depending on how you look at some of the products. Like with all my other collections with Spellbinders, I have a daisy die. You can see it in the catalog here. This is what it looks like in real life. You can kind of get an idea of the size of this die. It is quite large and it works well on A2 and also 5x7 cards. Yana's Daisy die is the exact same type of a floral die that I have in all my other previous collections with Spellbinders. So if you are familiar with my other collections, with my other florals, you will know how to use this die set. And if not, if you're completely new, don't worry. I have a video showing this die set in detail and explaining how it can be best used. Here's a card showing this die set. I cut the yellow for the petals, black for the centers, and gold for the outline to create this non-traditional daisy. The next product I'm super excited about is the embossing folder. This folder is called Molded Frame, and it is a 3D embossing folder sized for A2 cards. I did have another folder planned for this collection for 5x7 cards with a slightly different type of molding, but that design unfortunately did not pass the rigorous testing, so we had to scrap it as we didn't want the consumers to have a negative experience with the product. It was a very cool design though, and I really wish it would have worked. This folder was actually inspired by the cabinets in my kitchen. I wanted to have a little bit of molding added to the kitchen doors. And when I was selecting the type of the molding, I had an idea to have this type of molding available in an embossing folder so that I could recreate it on paper. Here's a card where this folder is used to make a background, and you can catch a glimpse of this cool embossing. The next product in this collection, one I have in every collection of mine, is a set of sentiments. These are called Crafty Hugs sentiments, but in reality, you can find all the other everyday sentiments you would need for a typical card in this set. Now, these are Betterpress sentiments with coordinating dies to cut them out. Let me show you all the different sentiments in this set. First up is the Happy Birthday. Next, Thinking of You. Here's that Crafty Hugs sentiment. Next up is Hello. There's also a Betterpress blade that reads Dear Friend. There's no coordinating die for that, but that Dear Friend goes with other sentiments from this collection. For example, Hello, Dear Friend, or Thinking of You, Dear Friend. All of these sentiments are rather small, as I prefer my sentiments to complement the card design rather than being the star of the show. Next, we have Missing You sentiment. Another one is Sending Love and Hugs. And finally, there's Just a Note sentiment. So you have a good mix of messages and plenty to choose from for your card making. The rest of the products in this collection are Betterpress background plates. There is an A2 Betterpress plate and a 5x7 Betterpress plate, and both feature daisies. The A2 one is called Daisy Trio. There are coloring stencils available for this plate. Something that you need to note, you can either purchase just the plate or get a bundle with the plate and the stencil. You cannot purchase just the stencils alone. So if you want to try the stencils, make sure you get the bundle, because if you do purchase the plate, you won't be able to purchase the stencils individually later. Now, here are a few cards made using the Daisy Trio. The cool thing about this particular product is that it includes a stencil to create a shadow for the daisies. You can kind of see this darker yellow here. That's the shadow. I think it's very cool. It adds dimension, it adds depth, it adds interest, and I'm very excited about the shadow layer in this particular Betterpress plate set. I love adding cool shadows to my designs, and I'm so very happy we were able to add the shadow stencil layer here. You can use the shadow or skip the shadow. It's totally up to you. You don't have to use it if you don't want it, but I certainly think it adds a cool element to this design. Another thing to note is that this is a background Betterpress plate, and it's a solid background, meaning when you ink up your plate, you're not pressing the daisy. You're actually pressing everything but the daisy. So if you look at these cards, the yellow and the dark blue, these backgrounds were created using inks. I press the plate using yellow, and here I press the plate using blue inks. I did not use colored cardstock. I used white cardstock and colored ink. With this type of plate, you press the background and you leave the negative open space. And that negative open space is what makes up these flowers. And then you have the stencils to add the color to the flowers. If you prefer the daisies to be white, you might not need the stencils because you can also color these images using your favorite coloring mediums or leave them as is. The final product in this collection is the 5x7 Daisy Shower Betterpress plate. And this is a large plate designed for larger cards. Lately, I have been venturing a little bit into larger card sizes. I love A2 cards, but occasionally I enjoy making a slightly larger card. So here's a 5x7 card example using the Daisy die, the die set. I cut the daisy multiple times to fill the background of a 5x7 card. And here is a card idea using this 5x7 Daisy shower plate. So this is a 5x7 card. You can obviously trim it down and create a slightly smaller card, an A2 or whichever is your preferred card size. This Betterpress plate is the same as the Daisy Trio. You can purchase just the plate, or you can purchase a bundle and get the coloring stencils. There are 4 stencil layers. This one does not have a shadow layer, and it only colors the flowers. You have the stem, you have the flower centers, and then you have 2 layers to color the petals. You could even make some petals one color and then some petals another color using the 2 stencils. If you'd like to experiment with not just one color daisies, but maybe some funky looking Gerbera daisies. So this is a look at my new collection with Spellbinders, Yana's Daisies. It is now available in the Spellbinders shop and at many online retailers. I have links in the video description below and also on my blog. I have lots of card ideas for you made using these products, and I'm sharing them over on my blog and Instagram. I also have video tutorials featuring the individual products showing the best ways you can use them. Thanks so much for joining me today and spending time with me today. Please consider subscribing and do hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new uploads. Thanks so much for joining me today. Love you guys, and I'll see you again next time.